Hey guys, so today, um, normally I'm trying to put out a video on the weekend, but I had some events come up this weekend. So me and my wife, we're dog parents. We have three amazing dogs, three amazing cats. This weekend, one of our dogs had a diagnosis of a pretty severe um, incident and something I knew nothing about. So I want to kind of give you guys a quick little story about it, and then just some heads up, some information about it, how to prevent it, and things to look out for, things that give your dog a higher chance or whatever of catching it. So our dog Leo, he is our ball player. He is one of the most active dogs I've ever been around. So it was really nice out this weekend. We were out playing ball, just having a good time. It's March, and normally it's pretty cold, and we got some 70-degree weather. So we were all out enjoying the day. And he he was acting a little bit funny. He quit playing ball pretty early in the day. Like the other dogs were still trying to play, and he just kind of started laying around, getting a little bit lazy. And we were like, oh, maybe because of the wintertime, he was, a little bit lower on energy than usual, but we just kind of brushed it off for a bit. Then he started acting a little bit funkier. He was trying to throw up, doing his little walk around, but wasn't really throwing anything up. Also looked like he was kind of trying to, do the poop squats, try to go around, and no activity there either. So we started getting a little bit concerned. I started petting on him to, just kind of calm him, see if he was feeling funky, and just, console him a little bit. And when I got down to his ribs and stomach, I noticed a lot of tension in his stomach area, like almost like his abs were flexed. But he's a dog; he doesn't have a bunch of abs, and his stomach was kind of bulging. So like any parent would do, we started doing Googling, and the first thing that came up was, you know, just like you do when you go to WebMD, it's like end of the world. This is a critical situation, etc., etc. And we started looking through the symptoms, and this condition, gastric dilation and volvulus, was hitting all the points. So we called around. It's a Saturday evening, so there's not normal vets aren't open, and we're a smaller community, so our emergency vets weren't open. So we had to call around to the bigger cities and reach out, and we described his symptoms to him, and said, hey, I know it's the silly thing. I Googled it, and this is what I saw. And they're like, no, that sounds very much like what it could be. You definitely need to get him down here and get him checked out. So that's what we did. We went down, got him checked out, and they confirmed our fears that this was what he had, the GDV, the gastric dilation volvulus. Um, this isn't a common thing for smaller dogs like our dog. Like he's only about 45, maybe 50 pounds on a good day. Normally it's bigger dogs like Great Danes and Mastiffs, but it can happen to any dog. And we've been dog owners for years, and we had no idea. We didn't know there was a preventative that they do as well. This preventative they do in a lot of spaying and neutering for dogs that are high at risk. It's called gastropexy. Probably saying it wrong, but But it's the procedure that they do. It's basically sewing the stomach to the sidewall of the chest cavity to keep it from flipping or turning. It helps reduce the chances that it ever happens, or if it's already happened, it reduces the chance of it happening again. But as our dog isn't one of the major at-risk dogs, it was never brought up to us. We were never aware of it and had no idea it was a thing. So it's something we didn't have done when we had him neutered. But it could have saved us quite a bit of money had we done that. But thankfully, we were able to get him in, get the surgery, get it repaired, and save his life because it was pretty dire. They were telling us the options were this surgery, giving us a pretty hefty price tag, and saying the only other option was euthanasia because the dog cannot survive without the surgery. Because that when the stomach flips, it cuts off all blood flow to certain areas, and it starts killing off tissue. It can kill the stomach, the spleen, different areas. So it's a pretty major situation. Thankfully, we were able to afford it and make sure that our buddy came home with us. But when I was Googling it afterwards, cost of the surgery is one of the major factors in the mortality rate because a lot of people opt for euthanasia versus actually having the surgery because the cost is pretty astronomical. Gastropexy. Apparently, you can have that done for a couple $100 when you do your spaying and neutering, and that greatly reduces the chance that this ever happens to your dog. So that's something that's very good to know. But after this happened, and I'd never heard of it, I went kind of crazy Googling it, looking it up, and trying to make sure I had a pretty good understanding of it. Because it was hours away from taking away our puppy from us. And that'd be devastating because he's very healthy, only 7 or 8 years old. He's probably got 4 or 5 more years left, and just a little freak occurrence almost took him from us. So I just wanted to give everybody a little bit of information about it. I copied these slides from a couple websites. I have the websites tagged in there. I'll put links in the description so you guys can kind of look it up. But we got to bring our buddy home today. He's got a couple days of recovery, but it's a lot better than it could have been. So just wanted to give you guys that kind of rundown on my weekend, a little bit of a learning about this incident that can happen to dogs, and make sure you guys are aware, and hopefully we can save a couple puppies' lives because it's a lot cheaper to do the preventative than to do the surgery. Anyways, thanks for stopping by. Hope you guys learned a little bit, and thanks for being supportive. I appreciate it, guys. Bye-bye.